Ladies and gents, get ready to chill here on the Franky Ro Show. Hosted by that Hollywood insider bringing news, our guy Franky. And a diva that's oh so fabulous, Roshell. Bringing you a dose of love, life, and entertainment. Catch the Franky Ro Show Friday nights at 9 p.m. on Comcast 93 or AT&T 99 here on CMAC. Also replaying Mondays and Wednesdays at the same time.
Dude, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready for Fresburg for us to come on TV.
What do you mean getting ready for Fresburg on TV? Dude, have you been eating too many of those Whipple Stubble snacks?
Come on, Frankie. We're getting ready to be on TV. Right here on CMAC. Every day.
Man, you're crazy, Chills.
Whatever, dude.
Watch the animated series Welcome to Fresburg, playing right here on CMAC every day.
Ladies and gents, get ready to chill here on the Franky Ro Show. Hosted by that Hollywood insider bringing news, our guy Franky. And a diva that's oh so fabulous, Roshell. When it comes to the Franky Ro Show, get ready for love, life, and entertainment as we get ready to chill and bring you a little candid conversation with relationships, lifestyle, entertainment, and exclusive interviews. So it's time to get this party started on the Franky Ro Show.
Yeah. You know how we do.
Welcome to the Franky Ro Show. I am your host, Roshell. Now today we are joined in the studio by, of course, my lovely ladies, and we have a special guest joining us. This is Keith Lee, all the way from Stockton, California. Now, Keith is an independent filmmaker. He stopped by to talk to us about his films and his new projects that are coming for 2014. The ladies and I are going to dialogue with him a little bit back and forth, but I hope he's not afraid. He's the only male up here. So we'll take it easy on him just a little bit, and then, we'll give him the hard questions later. But for now, he's good. So, Keith, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. Now, let's start off by talking about your films.
Okay.
Talk to us about how you began and what inspired you.
Okay. Well, I guess you would say almost like 15, 16 years ago. And I probably, like anybody else, came from the streets and stuff. But my dad was in the Army. We traveled, but we ended up back in Stockton on our last tour run. But what happened was I was living in San Francisco with my mom and tired of the streets and all that, and I was watching TV, and there was a brother that came on TV. He was from New York named Matty Rich, and he had wrote a movie called Straight Outta Brooklyn, and he had went on TV and he was trying to raise like $100,000. And then I came from the streets, and he said he came from the streets, so I figured if he could write a story, then I could write a story too. Mm-hmm. So he raised $100,000. At the time, I didn't know how to raise no money or nothing, but I went to the library, taught myself how to write scripts and stuff, and then after that, I still went back to school, though, to see, like, to San Francisco City College to see if I had the format down. Right. But after that, I learned how to write a movie. Mm-hmm. From there, I went to, we moved back to Stockton at the time, and I had just learned the craft of it, and I had ran into a guy by the name of Cedric Singleton from Black Market Records, and I told him that I was trying to make movies and stuff, and we actually got together and put out the first movie, Greedy. This is this next one is my second movie, but we put out the first movie, Greedy. So after a long story about that one was, I had to start on my second movie because after my first one, you have to know about contracts and stuff, and if you don't know about contracts and stuff, then you better find out. Yeah. So I just say that I won't put nothing bad about another company or anything, because they still might want to work with you in the future. If you say something bad about them, they might. But that's what happened on my first one. The dude, Matty Rich, I said that I could do it, so I went out there, tried, and ended up making my first movie. Okay. Yeah, that's the first one.
Okay. I want to kind of get with the ladies, and I know they have some questions for you. Okay. But before we get to them, I wanted to talk to you about some of the scripts and stories that you've put together. What inspired you to write the scripts that you have written and turn those into the movies? Okay.
The first script that's a company script, because I made the movie for a company in Sacramento called Black Market Records, and they had an artist on their record label by the name of Chopper, and they commissioned me to come in and write the script for them. So I got with him and we came up with the story, and I wrote the movie script. And that's how we came up with that movie, because that was their idea, so I did that movie for them. Mm-hmm. But on this idea, I was at my house, and this movie is my second movie is Fumes of Fury, right on the walls of Tagger's life. And there was my neighbor next door to me. He was coming outside with his hood on and stuff at night, and I was kind of like stuck. I hadn't made a movie in like about 4 years. So you have to try to think of what concept and what idea that you really want to do it on, because it takes a lot of energy and heart. And so I came up, talked to him about it, and he was sneaking out with the hoodie on and stuff, and I asked him what was he doing. And he was going out at night tagging on the walls and stuff and spray painting and stuff. So I got that idea from that. Maybe it could be turned into a movie, into like consequences and, you know, the lifestyle of it and how it used to be an art form, and it changed from that, and now it's like just everybody just spray painting on the wall, but it's like it's consequences on there when you see those names, because those names are different names of people's lives, and when they cross out, sometimes that could mean your death or something. And I'm bringing that to the forefront because a lot of people don't know about the inner workings of the tagging life. It's almost like the Crips and Bloods back in the days, but now these are kids with backpacks on and spray paint cans, carrying guns and stuff in this lifestyle too. So it kind of changed into an art form. I think they forgot about it, but that's how I got my first idea, just from my neighbor coming outside at night, or my second idea. That's how I got it, from him coming outside, sneaking at night. And then I thought it'd be a great idea and a concept to try to get people to learn about the history of art in graffiti and tagging. So that's how I came up with the second one. But most of the time I think that I have other scripts that I've written, but they come from, like, I guess if you think of some stuff in the past, pain might hurt you, laughter might. I mean, it depends on what moved in and what concept you think that you might want to write your movie about. But that's how I get mine.
Wow, okay. Ladies, did you want to ask Keith anything about his writing? I know Amanda and I were having a discussion before we came into the studio about a movie regarding tagging, and which is Keith is actually doing a movie about. Did you want to share maybe a little bit of what we discussed regarding the tagging and how it all ties into?
Yeah, it's a documentary that my brother had actually introduced to me. It's called Exit Through the Gift Shop.
Okay, yeah.
Have you heard of it?
With Banksy.
Yeah, and so it's about how it has progressed over the year to be a lot bigger than just spray paint. A spray paint can, it is becoming an art form in a lot of ways, and I mean, even to the fact where they show him building a huge, it's like a figure of death basically, but he builds it and pumps it up with air rather than just tagging his name on a building. So it's becoming a bigger art form, but I know that there is that battle between you know, the gang side of it, what people perceive it to be, and it really being an art form. And you know, there's classy ways to do it.
Exactly.
So, I think that there's a misperception of that form. You know, like, people express themselves in a lot of different ways, and there is a way to express, you know, the art form of tagging per se in a classy form. And I've seen, there's actually in downtown Modesto, there is a wall that they have for people to express that art form. And it is a wall in the city that you can go up to at any time and just put your art there. And it's not, no one says anything, but it's, you know, it's a way for it to get off public buildings and, you know, give them a space, right? So, I guess my question would be is how would you encourage these young kids, you know, you're talking about, they're getting younger and younger and younger. How would you encourage them to make it an art form rather than a, you know, like something positive rather than negative?
I would say, you know, it depends on which city you're in, and probably your school and somebody that's older than you to believe in you, because you can't just walk in the mayor's office as a kid and say something. So you probably need a voice for you, and then maybe, like you were saying, they have that wall. Maybe they can get with their community and say that they can get maybe a building donated or something that's abandoned, and maybe they could just do an art form on there, because like they had the building in New York, it was called 5 Points. And this building is a historic national landmark, and they've been painting on this building for years and years, and it was free for everybody that just loved art all around the world can just come there and express themselves. And they just erased the whole building like in the last week. They just took all it off, so now these art people don't have no place to go. And some of the art could have looked like it was from Van Gogh or anybody, but they did it with spray paint pans. But now I would tell them, try to get with somebody and try to get with a community activist or something, somebody that can express their voice for them. Because sometimes, as in a low-income neighborhood or another neighborhood, you have to have somebody that can speak for you. Because you could be shouting at the mountaintop, but just because of where you at, they might not listen to you. So you might have somebody to go to the door for you. So I would say try to find somebody that, a leader in your community that loves the arts, somebody that got some type of connection, hopefully, for you. And maybe you could go through there, maybe they could do something for the community, but that's the route I would go. Just try to find some free space. Yeah.
I'm really encouraged by, you know, you just saying that you grew up in the streets too, but just from seeing someone, you know, set the example of, hey, this is where I'm from, but I can still do it. And if he can do it, then I can do it. And you're setting a tone for other people to follow you as well. And so I'm encouraged by the fact that you stepped out and dreamed big, despite your circumstances or the atmosphere you were in. So that's really cool.
It is. It's awesome. I think what we're going to do right now is take a quick break. But when we come back from break, we're going to talk more with Keith Lee and about his independent films. And we're going to kick it over to Miss Keisha because she's kind of quiet. So we're going to kick it over to her, put her on the spot real quick so she can dialogue with Keith a little bit. But we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back right after this.
Ladies and gents, get ready to chill here on the Franky and Ro Show. Hosted by that Hollywood insider bringing news, our guy Franky. And a diva that's oh so fabulous, Roshell. Bringing you a dose of love, life, and entertainment. Catch the Franky and Ro Show Friday nights at 9 p.m. on Comcast 93 or AT&T 99 here on CMAC. Also replaying Mondays and Wednesdays at the same time.
Going natural for African American women seems to be on the rise in 2013. And what better way to talk about going natural than to have the CEO of Natural Roots Hair Magazine, Leanne Dulce. She's going to join us and talk about hair care and much more. Hi, Leanne. Welcome to the Franky and Ro Show. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Ro, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Now, let's begin by talking about the Natural Roots Hair Magazine. What motivated you to begin this magazine?
You know, it started back in 2005, and it really grew out of a desire. I had locks at that time, and there really weren't a lot of magazines that spoke to hair care for natural hair. You had a lot of magazines that spoke to processed hair, braids, but not really to people that had locks, afros, things of that nature. And I kind of always have been a person of, if you see a problem, try and resolve it. So myself, one of my best friends, and actually my daughter, sat down at my kitchen table, and that's kind of where Natural Roots was born.
Now, going natural, like I mentioned, is on the rise in African American women. Do you think that this is just a phase for some, or have African American women become more confident with what we were blessed with?
I honestly think it's a little bit of both. You know, at the start of kind of this natural hair revolution couple, I'd say maybe 5-10 years ago when it really hit big, a lot of it was really about self-discovery, people really getting tired of having to process their hair, having a little more self-confidence in wearing their hair natural and actually caring and knowing how to care for their hair. What I see now is a mixture of the two. A lot of people, I probably won't be popular when I make this next statement, but it's the truth. A lot of people don't necessarily want natural hair, they want curly hair. So they want a Tracy Ellis Ross kind of typically mixed person's hair versus the hair that they were born with, whether it's very tight and kinky, coily, what we call nappy, which is what I have, and I'm blessed to have it. Or if they have kind of really loose curls, kind of like a Tracy Ellis Ross, typically found with more mixed children. So I think that some people are doing it because it is seen as a fad, but I'm inspired because so many women are taking that journey that even if it starts out that way, it will never end that way, because you learn so much about yourself, about being a strong, confident Black woman by being able to go out into public, into corporate America, into regular jobs, into school, and show your uniqueness and actually show that you're proud of the hair that God gave you.
Now, let's talk about hair care products for the natural woman. A lot of us have dry, brittle hair. What are some products that are good to use to maintain the natural look?
The first thing I will say is products only do so much. Your hair is a part of your overall health. It's going to be an extension of that health. So the first thing I always tell people, because I get a lot of questions about hair products, the first thing I tell people is make sure you're drinking enough water. One, water is the best moisturizer in the world. Make sure that you are not vitamin deficient. So go to your doctor, have your vitamin levels checked to make sure that your vitamins are up at the level that they need. And then when you're looking at products, you also have to look at the water in your area. Is it hard water? And you may have to compensate with different products during different times of the year to take that into account. A couple of the product lines that we support and trust and know and love, you're going to have a smaller company called Coils by Nature, and that's Coils with a K. Awesome product line. You'll find a lot of people that use her, a lot of her Shea Glow leave-in moisturizing conditioners and love it. I personally use it when I have hair, and I love it. There's also Pura Body Naturals. That's another awesome product line that has really high quality ingredients, and they're products that are made for natural hair. When you're looking at a lot of the larger lines, I would recommend the Jane Carter solution. That is an awesome product line. Barry Fletcher has one of the best conditioners that I've ever used in my life. And you can, a variety of people, I recommend these products, these same kind of products to anybody that asks. And then I would also look at Soft and Free, they're nothing but line, and Design Essentials Naturals line. The Design Essential Naturals line is typically found more in a salon, but these are products that I would highly and strongly recommend that users go out, look at them, look at their products. I know that Soft and Free and the Jane Carter solution you can typically find in like a Walgreens or a Walmart. So these aren't products that are extremely expensive. They're going to be, made with wonderful ingredients that are going to help your hair and grow your hair. And I know that the Jane Carter solution and Barry Fletcher also include hair vitamins that actually try and help increase hair growth and stimulate hair growth.
Wow, okay. Those are some good, useful tips for people who are trying to go natural and want to get something that will maintain the natural look. Let's move into more about your magazine. When readers are reading your magazine, what can they learn about while taking a look at Natural Roots Magazine?
Natural Roots Magazine is more than just a hair magazine. We're actually a lifestyle magazine. We just focus on natural hair, and all of our models, all the models you see in our magazine are regular women like you and me who have natural hair. So that's the first thing. Our topics cover the full range of lifestyle. We obviously talk about hair care. That's going to be one of the prominent things. But we also talk about skin care and body care. We talk about health and wellness and spirituality, because it's a full person that we're working on. We're working to develop that entire natural person. So we talk about fitness and nutrition as well. But we also get a little bit lighter and we talk about art and fashion and things that are going on in our community and finances, because we really want to make sure that we're educating the entire person. Because most people, when they start kind of their natural hair journey, they really start focused on their hair. But the longer you do it, you realize, okay, if I'm worried about what's going on my head, I should be worried about what's going in my body as well. So we look at teaching people the small steps that they can take to actually improve their lifestyle overall, not just the quality of their hair, but the quality of their life.
Wow. Now, Leanne, many African American women are afraid to go natural, and many of them are not aware how to begin this process. What are some tips that you can give to our women viewers about going natural and starting the process?
One of the first things that I would say is I always tell people congratulations if that's the path that they choose to take. When going natural, you don't have to always do a big chop. That's one of the first things, I think, one of the first myths that people are concerned with. Oh my God, I've got to cut off all of my hair. That's not true. You don't have to cut off your hair. You can grow your hair out gradually and wear protective styles. For people that choose to wear wigs and weaves, the one thing I would say is make sure that if they're doing a weave and it's a sew-in under braids, that's done over braids, make sure that the braids are not going to be too tight and pulling too tight at your edges. That's where you're going to see a lot of breakage. Make sure that your hair is always moisturized. Make sure when you're combing your hair that you're not combing it dry. Typically, that's combing, that's raking, that's going to break your hair off as well. And as your hair, if you're more comfortable with the transition method, you kind of braid it, keep it braided, or keep it maybe under a weave or under a wig while you're growing it out. And as you're growing out, you just gradually start cutting your hair off. Most times people will find after about 6 or 7 months, or 6 to 9 months of doing that, a lot of times at that point women have cut their hair and then they do the big chop at that point. You also have the option of just doing like I did when I cut all my hair off. I had maybe 1/4 of an inch of hair when I went natural, and that was over 17 years ago. And it's not something that I regret. It's something that I'm blessed to have been able to be a part of and to have in my life. And I encourage women, if it's something you're thinking about, definitely don't be afraid to do it. A lot of people say it takes a very strong woman to cut all of her hair off, but that's what we are already. So, a lot of it is don't be afraid to let your natural beauty shine and just go out and do it.
Awesome. Now, if people want to know more about you or your magazine, what are some social networking sites they can go to?
Well, the first place I would send you if you want to know a little bit more about us is our website, and that's www.naturalroots.com, and that's N-A-P as in Peter, T as in Tom, URALROOTS.com, naturalroots.com. You can find us on Facebook. We are actually the largest and the first natural hair care and lifestyle magazine. We've got a following of about 175,000 people right now. You can definitely find us on Facebook under Natural Roots. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, Pinterest. Pretty much if you type in Natural Roots, you can find us on almost any social media outlet and get tips, get techniques. We talk about all manner of things. We have a feature that we call our Baby of the Day, where we are actually showcasing the children, the natural children of our fans. So we love to actually put our fans forward and put them out there and give them and show how beautiful that our fans are from all around the world. So definitely look us up online.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the Franky and Ro Show to share about your magazine and to offer tips to the women today. We are so appreciative of you, and we look forward to 2014 and what you guys have to come with the magazine and everything else. So thank you for stopping by today.
Well, thank you for having me. It's wonderful to be on, and look forward to talking to you again.
Awesome. We have more to come right here on the Franky and Ro Show, so we ask you guys to stick around.
Dude, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready for Fresburg for us to come on TV.
What do you mean getting ready for Fresburg on TV? Dude, have you been eating too many of those whipple stubble snacks?
Come on, Frankie. We're getting ready to be on TV. Right here on CMAC. Every day.
Man, you're crazy, Chills.
Whatever, dude.
Watch the animated series Welcome to Fresburg, playing right here on CMAC every day.
Ladies and gents, get ready to chill here on the Franky and Ro Show. Hosted by that Hollywood insider bringing news, our guy Franky. And a diva that's oh so fabulous, Roshell. Bringing you a dose of love, life, and entertainment. Catch the Franky and Ro Show Friday nights at 9 p.m. on Comcast 93 or AT&T 99 here on CMAC. Also replaying Mondays and Wednesdays at the same time.
Dude, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready for Fresburg for us to come on TV.
What do you mean getting ready for Fresburg on TV? Dude, have you been eating too many of those whipple stubble snacks?
Come on, Frankie. We're getting ready to be on TV. Right here on CMAC. Every day.
Man, you're crazy, Chills.
Whatever, dude.
Watch the animated series Welcome to Fresburg, playing right here on CMAC every day.